Google, you watching UFOs?
Need some advice, Rockhead. Make sure you get drunk or hit a stick of PCP before you go over there.
Ooh, you saw Alien?
Yeah. Light your blunts. Get your drinks. The show's about to begin. Welcome to the Cool Show. We got Pomona in the building. Talking about the aliens, we talk about the crib. Talking about the game banging, talk about the prison. Whatever's on the mind, we can start this new edition. The Cool Show. We got Pomona in the building. Talk about the aliens, we talk about the crib. Talking about the game banging, talk about the prison. Whatever's on the mind, we can start this new edition. The Cool Show. The back of the moon and Stonehenge, and niggas in the prison with wounds from straight edge. UFO sighters in Area 51. Crippin' in Pomona, at times it wasn't fun. The Goose Show. Montereyers, please get the haters. We ain't got time for them, only talk about the craters in the moon. The flying aliens in the zone. If aliens are listening, I smoke like Cheech and Chong. Tell me about your people and I'll tell you about Pomona. Shout out to Kev Mac Videos, that's my homie. I be the king real, this the circle when we chosen. This is the new edition of the hottest show, we own it. The Cool Show. We got Pomona in the building. Talking about the aliens, we talk about the crippin'. Talking about the game banging, talk about the prison. Whatever's on the mind, we can start this.
On with my download. Welcome to the Goob Show. This is the Pomona. What's up? We got a special guest tonight for show, straight out of Pomona, king of that G-Funk. Before I bring him in, it's a crazy story about me and him. This is like 40 years in the making. It all kind of correlates and relates back on how I got to Pomona. And I didn't really realize it until now, until we hooked up about 4 or 5 years ago. And it's crazy how we reunited. And I'll go through the story how I got to Pomona. Now I'm assuming that my step-pop's brother moved to Pomona first. And he moved into Barja Track. So we used to visit. I didn't know anything about Pomona. I was living in LA. I thought I was going to end up going to high school in LA. And then I think in 79, my mom was brought up, we moving to Pomona. Now I'm understanding because my step-pop's brother already stayed in Pomona. So me being the oldest and the only, 13, 14 years old, all his kids were 5 or 6. So I used to have to get out, go find kids down, in the area. So when I went and visit, it used to be a house that I would think was 3 or 4 houses down on the same block as my step-pop's brother. So I used to go over their house all the time. I was one of them when we came over to visit on the weekends, go over there, knock on the door, okay, the kids come out and play. I just had to have somebody my age. Fast forwards years later, I keep seeing this young man on, on music videos, and I kept saying, man, this face is familiar. Man, this face is familiar. I just couldn't put it together. Now, my brother, which is 15 years my younger, I think about 4 years ago, we were speaking up on cocaine. I was like, yeah, man, he Pomona, and when I do my little, start doing my little shit, he was like, man, you don't remember him? And I was like, huh? He was like, yeah, Abdul stayed right down the street, used to go, and I'm wondering how he was a baby then when I used to go down there. And that's a story how, man, I knew him when we were kids. And then 40 years later, I get to sit here and interview him. So that's a story everybody knows on the Goob Show. I always give up a story. I know my intro is long. Everybody tells me that. But I always like to give two songs of any Pomona rapper, man, that on my intro. I want to do that. And I know it's long. It gives people time to come in. But without further ado, man, I want to bring in the king of G-Funk, Pomona resident, my homie Cocaine, man. Welcome to the show.
You see, I
How
got
you
on
doing,
my
man?
Dr. Cokenstein mask.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
one of my fictitious DVAs. You know, I'm kind of bipolar with the funk coming out the
Okay,
P.
for sure, man. Um, yeah, man. This new songs you got coming out, man, is banging. We're gonna play a few of them. Is it towards the album or are they singles
Well, I'm
that
just
you
dropping
have?
singles for right now. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay,
then I got something special for 2022. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
And before we go on,
right.
it's a trip how the universe reconnect people, together. When you really
Yes,
talk about this Pomona thing, you know what I'm saying? And
right, man.
everything you ever want to know, we got out of that special town. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The
And the
hustle,
ugly.
the talent,
Yes. Oh
everything it
yes.
is that came out the P, Pomona that is why we here today. Well, all right.
Right. Right.
But,
Out there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of a lot of people have came out in the music industry from Pomona, man, that was doing something. You had a connection with Above the Law back in the day,
oh,
correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
Code
You know
187
what I'm
is my
saying?
cousin. Shout out to Big Hutch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right,
And
right.
we come from a musical background. Uncle being Willie Hutch, pops used to work at Motown, so we kind of had the cheat code. But you know what I'm saying? We had to live every suppression like anybody from any hood. We had to live through
Right.
the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know what I'm saying? Just because we come from a musical background. You know what I'm saying? You know how Pomona was in the
Yeah.
70s, and the 80s, and the 90s, and
Yeah.
so forth. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So,
Exactly.
but it
So
was
see
it
I
was a beautiful outlet because a lot of people, not to cut you off, a lot
no,
of
no,
people
no.
that used
I
to
was
come out there, especially from LA and Compton, in order to get to the LA County Fairgrounds, you had to go to Pomona.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Plus, we had little spots out there like, Grand Central Station. I don't care if you was from the East Coast, Rockham, or
Hey,
if you was,
Grand
you
Central
was down here.
Station.
Everybody had to come to Pomona.
Yeah. How about
And
Rock Around the Clock?
oh yeah, Rock
Rock
Around the
Around the
Clock,
Clock.
Club Luciers, Mount Sac Dances.
Yes. Oh yeah.
For the real P's that's listening, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Indian Hill,
You
the
know,
parades.
the mall. Yes.
But
Yeah.
it's just that ism that we got out of Pomona, that nostalgia. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That
Oh yeah.
that funk.
Right. Right. And that's
You
where
feel me?
I used to tell a lot of people. We were the last city in L.A. County, but hey, we held our own. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right.
Um, uh, for sure. Um, so where did you get your style from? Where did you? How did you come up with your style? That G funk type style.
I mean,
Um,
it just it's a domino effect. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
And being exposed to that particular radiation, you know what I'm saying, the music, you know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying, and seeing the mothership of where it came from, that was Parliament Funkadelic, and also contributing to the Funk Brothers. My pops was over there, just as well as Uncle Willie Hutch and your Marvin Gaye's and your Isaac Hayes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We were blessed enough to be seasoned by that soil. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we just still on the same mothership, still doing the same two step. But it's
Right.
something about what we did that we didn't look back then that we were going to create years later. All the influence as far as the G Funk is concerned. And we
Wow.
we really didn't want to just copy Parliament and Funkadelic. We wanted to be influenced just like they was influenced by your James Brown. You know what I'm saying? So we
Okay.
took it our way. And of course the creator, you know what I'm saying? Code
Right.
187
Right.
and us all basically the architects, rest in peace, KMG, Total Chaos, Gomac,
Yeah.
Laylaw, you know what I'm saying? And the list goes on, you know what I mean? So we are
Right.
actually the foundation and the architect of the style of music that came out of Pomona called G Funk. So
Okay.
that was a beautiful thing when we met Easy E because he allowed us to do us as Pomona and then South Central at that time because in the early stage, Gomac, you know, and Laylaw, they were smashing together doing that living like hustlers, with the cats from Pomona, KMG, Total Chaos. and Colt
Okay.
187. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So the good thing about Easy E is that he always let us do us, like I told you. You know what I'm saying? He gave Pomona cats a chance of a lifetime to really, really express how we be tipping, but on this side of the mountain in Pomona, California.
Right. Right. Over that hill. Make
Over
sure you
that
get over
elephant
that
hill,
hill.
Jack.
Oh
That's when it
yes,
get
sir.
real.
I got a few homies buried right on there. Can you look on both sides of it?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, me three.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. I think a lot of us, man, back in those in that era, man, during that time.
yeah.
Um, what did you ever get connected? I remember they had something called the Pomona movement out there. Did you ever associate with that or do anything collab with
I
them?
blessed them with a couple songs, but I'm way up here in Washington, Playboy. You know how that is.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
I'm saying?
Right.
It's like write me
Right.
a postcard, my nigga, because I ain't gonna
Yeah,
always be
yeah.
around. You know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
definitely blessed them with a couple songs. I know he had did a song with Snoop, Pippen Young, myself. I think a couple more cats is on there. It's called "Don't Cost You a Dime." So I definitely donated
Okay.
to the cause. You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
I
right,
think
right.
that was good intentions for it to put together. But sometimes it'd be the wrong season. But
Yeah,
nevertheless, those cats
yeah.
was able to experience the youngsters some tour time and see from a broader point of view on the possibilities that can happen for them. So as far as the PCM movement, it was a good experience, and that's how should everybody take it. That was a good experiences, but moments come and go. It's time to keep building on that good cause in the first place. You feel me?
Right. And see, that's what that was my whole point of this. What I have here, this platform here, I let everybody know, man. It's a Pomona thing first. I do talk about. I'm on a different level. I talk about other things. I like extraterrestrial life, UFOs, things like that.
Oh, I'm all the way about that, player.
Yeah. So
Real
we,
talk.
um, I have different things. People laugh and clown about what I do, but I have something called the Back of the Moon, where I show videos and talk about them, discuss different sightings or whatever. A lot of people don't believe that you got to be hit that sherm or something to believe in something that high, which I take it all in stride and jokes. But I
Right,
also want to bring it in Pomona, artists or people that's got businesses out there in Pomona. You know what I'm saying? I
right,
want to represent Pomona on all sides of it. I know people from all sides of Pomona, every side that's in there. That's just how it was back in those days. We all
right,
went to Grand
right,
Central Station, so you ran into everybody from the north, the east. You're not that big. You could go to
right,
Chino Skateway and still run into everybody.
right.
Um, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So the first thing I want to do is play this here, man. I don't know why it's not on the radio right now, but I'm gonna let everybody check it out. We're gonna go through a few on your new ones coming out. You can speak on them, um, where you did the videos and talk about them. But this first one, let's get into this. This is with Sugar Cane.
Sugar cane. Well, all right.
It's going down, down in your town. Up on the center. So to get this cheese, and place be popping them pigs, turned up land. I be on the plane, bitch gon' get me paid. Fuck what you say, get this money. Just do what it do. Don't make me break my finger now, acting funny, funny. Sugar cane, you know it's the plan way. Sugar cane, I'm gonna do what I say. Sugar cane, when it's the only way. See me bigger, Lamborghini ain't got no commercials because people that can afford them don't watch TV, nigga. Yada that mean, work while they sleep, learn while they party, save while they spend, live like they dream. To yada that mean is true. Your lack of dedication is an insult to those who believe in you. Cause facts can hurt. If you can count your money, motherfucker, then go back to work. The clever switch. Get up earlier, stay longer, work harder, fail again, and never quit. Sugar talk shit. I only ride with the motherfuckers that I used to walk with. I'm flowing ahead. 5 a.m. is the hour where legends are either waking up or going to bed. So rappers fight up. Imagine getting chased by the police and your fucking sketches light up. This for the mind. When people say they don't see nothing good in you, hug them and say it must be hard for the blind. Sugar free, one man bandit. Respect is for those who deserve it, not for those who demand it. I'm fine wine and I do taste the tingle. I wonder if they make masks for two-faced people. Penny change. Nigga, if I can get your woman to stand up, I can get her to do anything.
You know it's the plan, man. I'm gonna do what I say. Aspirin is the only way. In the town, I'm Pomona Center. So to get this cheese, and face be popping them pigs, turned up land. I'll be on the plane, bitch gon' get me paid. What you say? It is my night. Just know what to do. Don't make me break my fingernail. Acting fine.
But that's been out what, about a month, 2 months?
Actually, been out like 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks.
Almost 3 weeks.
Okay. But
Well, with 3 weeks, probably a month.
probably a
Something
month.
like that.
Okay.
But it's out there.
Yeah, I like that one. I want to play it first, but I like this second one right here. With Code 187 is banging too, man.
I appreciate that.
We're gonna play this, and I'm gonna let you speak on it. How y'all did the interview, or let everybody see it, because I got a couple of them we can go through. You know what I'm saying? Just know a few things about the video.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. But you got a few out there knocking for this 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm trying.
And if we do not come correct, you don't have to fight it. Hang on off. Dr. Kokenstein, Easter Mother Time. Taking a big cut down the dunk. Is that pulling over the road? Welcome back to the Bermuda Triangle. We control your horizontal and your vertical. Put it in motion like Billy Ocean. Straight West Coast. Glory, hallelujah. It's Dr. Kokenstein. I'm straight from the hardest huckster of my time. From Southern California, some say it never rains. I used to work on that corner, and now I'm slinging that legal cocaine. It's crazy when I'm out there pushing the line. You can't fight the feeling. My phone will get you so high, baby. It's the soundtrack to a gangster's life. It's sort of like a blockbuster. We go hard in the paint. Up what you think, put paint where it ain't. We go hard in the paint. Up what you think, put paint where it ain't. Go hard. Up what you think, put paint where it ain't. We go hard in the paint. Up what you think, put paint where it ain't. We go hard in the paint. Up what you think, put paint where it ain't. We go hard in the paint. Up what you think, put paint where it ain't. We go hard in the paint. Up what you think, put paint where it ain't. We go hard in the paint. Up what you think, put paint where it ain't. I stay on my hustle. You know I'm on my grind. Music for the ghetto. That's how a real nigga push that line. Look what's banging in my truck. And you know it can never be bought. In case you didn't all know where the architects help G I got this feeling and it's crazy. You know I'm about that noise. You must keep it gangsta. My phone will get you so high, baby. It's the soundtrack to a gangster's life. It's a blockbuster. We go hard in the paint. Up what you think, put where it ain't. We go hard in the paint. Fuck what you think, put paint where it ain't. We go hard in the paint. It's the original. Fuck what you think, put paint where it ain't. We go hard in the paint. Fuck what you think, put paint where it ain't. We go hard in the paint. Well, alright, y'all. Fuck what you think, put paint where it ain't. We go hard in the paint. It's the AOG.
Oh yeah, that one that goes there.
Yeah,
For
the
sure.
last time, gonna see my nephew, rest in peace, Stone.
Him in the
Yeah,
background.
he all through that. He sprinkled
Yeah.
all through that, and we was working on some things. You know, he was asking a lot of questions. You know,
Right.
I know he wanted to make a pivot in his career. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
you know,
Right.
life just throw curveballs like a motherfucker. That's all I'm gonna get into.
Yeah.
It's too touchy, but you know what I'm saying? He was on his way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Too
you
young.
gotta give love. You gotta remember your peoples. You know, and I hate to be sounding like this, man. Like this the type of life. This is part of life that nigga don't like.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No doubt. No doubt.
Anyway, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Shit. Yeah, he did a song with Trapaholic and Nuxzilla that was banging.
He was on there, yeah, YD too.
Yeah, come up with who came up with that whole flavor for that song? This last one that you just.
Well, that's what we do.
Bang.
That's what we do. You know, we come from the funk. You know what I'm saying? So whenever me and Hutch get together, that's one of the coldest chemistries. You know what I mean? Back when you heard a lot of those records, you had all the gentlemen and Above the Law putting in input. And like DLC to NWA, I was like cocaine to Above the Law.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
right.
Me and Hutch would bounce off a lot of sounds with each other, and a lot of ideas came out of those incredible records that was really the blueprint to, you know, what we call G-Funk years later. And at the same time, you got to throw Brother Nate Dogg and Warren G and what Dre and Snoop and them did as far as the influence, because at the end of the day, when you look at it, it does not matter if James Brown did the funky drummer first. He was influenced. He influenced Sly. He influenced George Clinton. So in the circle of music, that is the best way to influence each other, because it's a sharing of the talent. And that's what you blessed with. When we do this music, and it came from black music, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was our obligation to inspire the world, to inspire other parts of the city or suppressed environments that were going through the same thing. We call it street reporting. White folks could turn it around and call it gangster rap, so we rocked with it.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So
you know, it's a good thing that came out of Pomona. You know what I'm saying?
A great thing, man, because you had a lot of cats before, like Hutch. Hutch been doing that. He was putting out professional records in 1985. You know what I mean? And then you had a lot of cats from Michael Woods to J-Rock, the original J-Rock from the West Side. You had just a lot of cats, man. Like, you know, they could have made it. And you had homies that could have made it to the NFL and NBA, man. You know, some took another route, you know, and some took, you know, was lucky enough or blessed enough to blow up in the sports, or, you know what I'm saying, to put on for their city, you know, in the music industry or whatever it was. But, you know, Pomona's deep, man. That's where Kobe Bryant had to go to Pomona to get his wife. You understand me?
Right. You know, we got good shit. We got boxers. You know what I'm saying? I got a homie that went to a few that came out of Gary that went to NBA and went to the NFL. You know, homie graduated with me, D. Harris.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we have a lot that came out of Pomona, man. That's why I want to represent it so much. You know what I'm saying? On here, and bring out the good side of it. You know what I'm saying?
But now, brother, now let me just say this before we get on. The thing is, when you come from someplace and you hold dear to your heart and your surroundings, and then you mature, something goes some go to jail, some be murder cases, some was lifers like my brother and get out 31 years later. Whatever your walk in life, it's time to grow up. It is
Yeah.
time to grow up, set the example.
Right.
Everything that is meant for you to go under, if you're listening to this, God gave you a reason to come up.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come up, a lot of times you want to do something for your community, but you got to be careful how you twist in these streets in the community, even at your own house. You're more powerful when you take your city, your town
Right.
that you love, and take it across the globe. Other
Right.
cats
Right.
you can learn from. Snoop took Long Beach all over the planet.
Yeah.
You understand? And not
Most
to say
definitely.
Pomona ain't on over the planet, but this is especially for the youngsters. Get out your comfort zone. Go beat up the concrete. Go to different other cities and share your music and share this Pomona experience because
Yeah.
Pomona just don't need to be bombarded in a section. No, you got to reprogram your mind and go see the world and Pomona Globetrot. That's the thing we
Right.
trying to do is get out there and tell these brothers, man, hit the highway, understand this here game, travel. Because if you don't, man, you still gonna be stuck in an institutionalized box. And we already done did that, and it's too much bullshit going on in the land as we speak. So not
Right.
everybody gonna listen to it, and I'm not mad if they don't, because the wounds cut deep. But at the same time, be the one to listen, pay attention to what I'm saying.
Right. If I don't have any growth and move on, how can I have a Pomona platform if I'm not
The
willing to reach out to all sides of Pomona? You know what I'm
the
saying? Um, my thing, this live might go out to Chicago or New York or build up to that. It's not there yet, but I
the
planning on getting there. Continuing to do that. Like I say, I want to talk to people that got businesses that came out of Pomona.
right.
Anything. You don't have to specifically have your stuff in Pomona. I don't live in Pomona no more. You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? I'm in AZ.
I'm
Um,
in Washington, brother.
yeah, you know what I'm
And when
saying? But
people
I
see me, they
still
either call me, "Hey, Mr. Long," because they know my children, or they say,
right.
"Hey, Cocaine from Pomona." And
Exactly.
that's what
Yeah.
that I can go to New York and cats like factors that I grew up on know what the business is, know what time it is with Pomona.
Right.
Now that's when you do it big. Is when you do what Sugar Shane Mosley and you do with certain cats because it's not
Yeah.
about giving you something more than you learn from the blueprint that was paved for you. The streets
Right.
was paved with gold, but you can't get up on the road and expect something that is unrealistic because ain't nobody gonna take care of nobody unless they see you taking care of your business.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Exactly. Exactly.
that's what we trying to put energy out there. You know what I'm saying? Now I know it's a lot of shit going on and we don't need to speak on,
Right.
but it is my hope that people get a chance to share these experiences that we share because that's all it is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? To being inspired off each other, especially if those that lead by example, not
Right.
just a
Right.
sample.
Yeah. You speaking facts, that's real. And I appreciate you blessing my platform with that knowledge. Um, Once again, you got this new one. Another one came out. This is to this one. Is it called Hush?
This is
Hush.
Hush. For those that don't know who Cool Rock Ski is, look him up. He's an incredible component. Him and the Fat Boys was their group, incredible. And this was one of my bucket list, homie. And I actually got it accomplished. So I thank the universe. And I thank my nephew and my kids for directing my video. Yeah, it's a family affair. We shot this out on the soil in Brooklyn and Manhattan with iconic
Oh,
Cool Rock Ski from the Fat Boys. What?
What we're gonna do right now is show you how we do offering the hip hop. Man, you ready to learn? Come on, nephew. Let me show you some real hip hop. We got Cool Rock Ski in the place to be. Put a stain on your brain. We gonna take it back to the future with this shit. This is real hip hop. Let the 6-4 drop. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. This is real hip hop, so fuck what you heard. All this scratching is making me itch. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. This is real hip hop, so fuck what you heard. To all the real B-boys, just kick that shit. I rock the cool rock ski, I'm not the cool in the gang. In California, we bang, and we be serving them things. From the left of the coast, we be doing the most. Champagne for breakfast, so let's take a toast. To New York City, where hip-hop was created. We took it back to Cali, and radio played it. Hitting them switches, keeping it gangster. Dipping through the city, knocking fat boy bangers. Back in the 80s, when it was real in the field, I had a fresh Seville, and I was dressed to kill. Went to the party, the homies is bucket. Some niggas is faded, some niggas is thugging. Grab a fire, little mama, get your two-step on. The break dance and pop lock to your favorite song. And I miss those days like Rick the Ruler. Take it back to the past and bring it back to the future. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. This is real hip-hop, so fuck what you heard. All this scratching is making me itch. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. This is real hip-hop, so fuck what you heard. To all the real B-boys, just kick that shit. True. To see how hip-hop changed, the game became strange and just ain't the same. We used to have fun at the hip-hop jams. Grab the microphone and watch the boy go ham. I got my old school feelers, fresh in my Adidas. I'm a real B-boy rocking that big drum beat. A microphone massacre. I'm ready for battle. Part the Red Sea and move the crowd like cattle. Get your elbows off the table. This ain't a fable. Shout out to the architects who rapped and made it able. All you new booty MCs better do your homework. How you love hip-hop, don't know who hurt. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. Sugar Hill Gang kept the party alive. Curtis Blow, to name just a few names. I rock the cool rock ski and I'm cool in the game. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. This is real hip-hop, so fuck what you heard. All this scratching is making me itch. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. This is real hip-hop, so fuck what you heard. Yeah, real B-boys, just kick that. I stay fresh, dressed like $1 million. I walked around New York with my jewelry untucked. You out of your mind if you ever try to stick 'em. Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em. That's cool rock, original fat boy. Stop playing. And I'm back with the West Coast OG cocaine. The real hip-hop. From day to dark, when Cool Herc started this in the parks. Africa, Bambaataa at the Roxy, y'all. Salute to the one Grand Wizard Theodore. Poppers and lockers, let me see what you got. It's the boy Cocaine and my name's Cool Rock. Yeah, east to the west, of course we're fresh. Oh, you thought that we were rotten? Huh, I beg your pardon, too old to be rapping. That's truly absurd. This is real hip-hop, so fuck what you heard. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. This is real hip-hop, so fuck what you heard. All this scratching is making me itch. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. This is real hip-hop, so fuck what you heard. To all the real B-boys, just kick that shit.
Yeah, that's banging. You said your family did the video.
Excuse me. Yeah, my family, my nephew. You see how Pomona niggas do it. You know what I'm saying? We was
Right.
out there deep. You seen,
Yeah.
Tiny
Yeah.
Loc, Snipe, little
see.
Snipe out there, Tiny Loc
Yeah.
brother. You know what I'm saying? And my
Yeah.
twins, my identical twins. We
Oh,
run a company called Buddy Boy Entertainment, and we really a family-orientated business. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So, I got the kids doing graphics, on the board, doing web design, all kind of shit, just as well as my wife doing business administration and vice president. So we
Okay.
wiggled out there, man, and had to come to the soil.
Yeah.
And it was a blessing, man, because, hip hop saved a lot of lives. I don't need to, really have a kumbaya moment on it, but I'll tell you
Right.
this. It
Right.
saved our
Right.
life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it saved niggas from, being lifers and all kind of other situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Being
You
out
know, so
out there
I
in the
fell in love
streets.
with hip hop in the '70s, just as well as soul
Right.
and funk music, and we really took that shit serious in the early '80s. You know what I mean? And for us to look at our favorite rappers, you know, from Curtis Blow, then in the '80s, the Fat Boys, and you know, Run DMC, and to hear those intricate, intimate details on how niggas connected, it's just crazy, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we did that
Yeah.
record, it was right on time. You know what I mean? Because it's really paying homage, you know, to the Fat Boys. And a misfortunate thing happened this year that one of the members, Prince Marky D, had passed. So you got two of the members,
Oh,
Buff
okay.
and Prince
Two.
Marky D. They
Yeah.
transcended. Rest in peace.
Right.
And Cool
Right.
Rock Ski's the last one left. So we really proud of this record. You know what I'm saying? From the '70s and '80s and '90s. And
Yeah.
just like I tell anything,
Yeah.
man, like, look here, youngin, man, you want your wine to taste good, man. The older it get, the very special is preserved in taste, brother.
Yeah.
Acquired taste. You know what I'm saying? So
Most
when you look at
definitely.
these cats that are pillars of the industry, you know, you see through what the Def Jam experience. I'm glad Snoop is going over there to put paint where it ain't because you know we told our side from the West Coast. You know, when you have records like
Right.
Schoolie D and Just Ice and all those records, they was like the blueprint that Ice T said, okay, I'm gonna flip that shit since I understand the East Coast soil. I'm a West Coast pioneer, but I come from the East Coast soil. So I
Right. Right.
identify with those same things. Same thing with Pac. I was a lot of people don't know. I was born in South Bronx. But it's the best of both worlds because I don't know nothing about the Bronx more than I was raised in the land. So
And
I'm
you
in
know, we had
land
a
all day.
question.
You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? But I'm glad I'm able to, like I said, go to New York and then Pomona Cats pop up. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And that's where we
Right.
need to be, man. We need, in order for us to really bring it back home, we got to go to other surrounding cities and towns
Yeah.
and slanging merchandise out there, network with other people out there doing shows. Just staying boxed up. It's like trying to control Jerusalem at a time where they wasn't free or some shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? A nigga
Right.
can't have that frame of mind. You know, that's why some of the cats that I'm still in contact with, they get it because they have other businesses, other people got trucking businesses and other things. They playing the stock game, the crypto game. You can't you got to think wise if you don't want to get left behind. Unless you niggas is gonna
Right.
still be talking on block phones to your game, expecting another to put you on, man. It's not gonna
Mm-hmm.
work.
No.
You know, you got to be able to take it on the road. And when you get to that level, when you get to the level, then you're not coming out the minor league dugout talking about you playing on the major league field. You're coming out the major league dugout, and that's when niggas really function with you. So you just gotta have that mindset, man. And that's what I
Right.
instill in my kids, man. Like, come on, you going to New York, you shooting this video with my nephew. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to really meet these cats because if we don't do it, I mean, that's some sucker shit, man. We elders now, so my first priority is to let my kids know what's happening. Like, look, come to the
Right.
soil, get out your surroundings. It's not about being stuck in a box. It's about taking it across the globe. And they calling themselves now. They say, Dad, you're right. We Pomona Globetrotters. It's a
Right.
difference. Look,
Can
I'll tell
expect
you
again.
this. I'll tell you this. Why go to jail and gotta defend yourself because the public pretender is tripping and all of a sudden you get
Yeah.
some brains? My niggas, get some brains while
Right.
you're on the out, nigga. Ain't no nigga stupid, nigga. Put the blunt down. Yeah,
Yeah.
get out the party for a second, my nigga. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Don't be the sperm cell that's playing. Be the sperm cell to get to the egg, pimping.
Hey, you know what's crazy is I go back coming from that era in the 80s. You know, I did almost all my 20s going in and out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Coming out of Pomona in the South. You know what I'm saying? That was my lifestyle back then. Um, but once you start going in so much, you get that recidivism, how you say that, but
Mm-hmm.
going back and forth, you know, continuously going in and out, going in and out. when you get that many chances and then you get up to the high level where you see that there's about 200 or 300 people that's never getting out.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you finally get that chance to get out, and that's where it woke me up. After I
Mm-hmm.
started seeing so many people having that life, I'm in there working for um, 30, 40 cents an hour, and I can't get out here and get no hustle more than that because whatever I'm doing is not working out because you're losing money. You know, for the whole 2 years, you broke, you working for them. So
That's
if people
why
don't,
I ain't mad. I salute them niggas, my nigga, that get out and say I got a
yeah,
job, my nigga. What nigga? You
oh
got a
yeah,
job, nigga? We
good
got
job,
this lick over
yeah,
here. Cuz, let's come here.
no,
Nah, fuck.
no,
Listen to
no,
me, homie.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
Blondie. Fuck Red. Fuck
yeah,
all that shit, nigga. I ain't doing that
yeah.
no more, nigga. I
Slow
got a
down,
job, nigga.
right, right. You know what
You
I'm
know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Because
So I salute them
eventually,
niggas.
they're gonna get you. If you continue to go on the path that you, eventually they're gonna strike you out or give you the habitual criminal act. Then you ain't gonna never. Then you'll be thinking about what you could have did. If
Mm-hmm.
some of these youngsters think about it before, if I'm telling you you're not gonna like it, why you want to see if you're not gonna like it? I'm telling you, you're not gonna like
Mm-hmm.
it. Homie, go get a job, go do something. Can you do
Mm-hmm.
anything? You know what I'm saying? Because they paying right now $15, $20 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to work, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't want to work, oh, you're gonna work inside. I guarantee you that. Don't work
Yeah.
out here, you're gonna work inside. I'm muted myself again.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have some kind of contest or people were just doing it on like TikTok or something and doing the dances, something like that?
Excuse me. Nah, we
That's
had
a
me and my team thought of a clever way on how to get the record out there and give back. You know what I mean? So we did a big we actually did a dance contest and a DJ contest because this is that type of record like Parliament. You know what I mean? Except we
right.
twisted it on our own way. And a cat by the name of Mofok from France, he produced the shit. And it's an incredible ass record. It's not a sample. We just
Yeah.
went in there and I do like a million voices on there and just bounced that shit back down to one, and it came out right. So we did this contest, right? And
Right.
I didn't know it was gonna catch like wildfire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it touched Japan, it touched Australia, Denmark, Canada. Basically went global, went viral. And me and my team was out
Right.
there smashing. Shout out to all the people that was helping me put paint where it ain't.
Right. Right.
And cats in Tanzania, Africa. These kids in Tanzania, Africa, actually won the contest. So I'm like saying, damn, it reached all the way out there.
Right. Yeah.
And the good thing about it, it also reached out to a global DJ. Because we had a DJ contest. He actually won the whole thing. DJ Daddy K. He's from Belgium, one of the biggest DJs out in Belgium. He won the
Right.
DJ contest. But the overseas crowd was just like, for instance, the young brothers that won the dance contest of Monkey Wasn't Funky City. I'm not proud of the
Right.
bullshit we go through, but I'm proud of the things that we touched already and the influences that we made already. It's just powerful, man.
Right.
And that single really went global. It's still selling units. But the good thing about that is that I have my own digital platform called Buddy Boy Digital. So
Okay.
therefore, the records that I'm putting out from now on with the Cocaine Project, you can't get it on iTunes or Amazon or Apple. You got to go
Right.
straight to
Right.
www.buddyboymusic.com
Okay.
because
So
it's
we're gonna
about
get
taking
that.
the control back and
Yeah.
cutting the middleman out eventually. Now there's some things I do. I'm not a stupid businessman. You know what I
Right.
mean? I
Right.
got some projects out there that is on digital, but now more and more it's kind of like winging yourself off heroin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Right.
iTunes is cool. I'm not here to talk bad about them, but having third and fourth parties on your money, eventually you're gonna look at it and be like, damn, I really ain't making no money. So it's time to start thinking smart and creating your own .com sites so you can control the traffic and have direct marketing. Now they
Right.
can't stop you from doing that. Learn how to have your own shit so you can monetize your own shit. But those things, you can look up on yourself when you got some more time, telling your audience that. But it's time to think
Right.
smart, not dumb.
Well, that's what this is right here. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, people are making paper off YouTube and different sites. Pushing music or doing a little business. Um, so all of it can get monetized some way. It's just how smart they are of getting it.
Yeah. And it's
I guess
simple.
that's what you're saying. You know
It's
what I'm
simple. All
saying?
you got to do is look up a tutorial, nigga. Look
Yeah,
up a
for
tutorial.
sure.
Stop asking dumbass questions. Nigga, sit your ass down and Google some shit, nigga. The
Yeah.
fuck?
Hey, everything is on Google. If you need to find out
Yeah.
anything, you know what I'm saying, you can YouTube it or Google it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My whole little setup and the things that I do, they all come off me niching and putting together other people's shit that I didn't see on how to do it to start it and giving it my own flavor.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I have to do. But there's another reason that you came on here. We'll get to some more of the music. We're gonna get the cat out the bag on what we think about, that people think we're crazy because we think that way. And so, what do you think about anything being other than our planet being inhabited with life? Let's
Oh,
start
they've
on
been
that.
here.
How do you think?
They real.
Right,
But I believe they was real because of what our grandparents, and then going to the old masjid, being in Muslim school, seeing the Elijah Muhammad paper. They used to talk about the mothership. And then my grandparents and my mom actually experienced close encounters. I don't tell a lot of people that. They think I'm brother
right,
crazy, but nah, man, they
right,
real. There's certain books that are left out of scriptures, like the book of
right.
Enoch, and some
Yeah,
left in like Ezekiel.
in
Ezekiel
his
seen
will.
seen that will.
Mm-hmm.
These things are real. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
There's like over 30 something different aliens out there. They've been here before us. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And
right,
these things are real, and now it's coming to a head. And a lot of people don't understand that these things that are happening are according to different things in the Quran or the Bible or the Torah. But that was just the best way they can explain it at those times. You know what I
right,
mean? These
right,
things, some call them Anunnakis. Some say they 50,000 years ahead in their stuff. They done mastered the nanotechnology. Their jet propulsion, they done mastered that. They know how to use different elements, and also they've been down here,
mm-hmm.
like building up hybrids because they really can't breathe our oxygen. That's like poison to them, but we can't breathe
Right,
radiation. That's like oxygen to them. You got
right,
USOs
right.
too. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying? There's all kind
oh
of
yeah.
bases underground.
But,
I mean underwater,
right.
because
And we
they're
can't.
70% of all oceans, and we only touch the surface of 5%, but they there. You got to look at
Right,
night. You got to look at what Hitler was doing. You know what I'm saying? He was actually going up there. They got it's a reason why the nations got base up at the North Pole right now.
right,
There's some things that's going on, and at the same time, in exchange, they allowed us to get some technology. That's why I really
yeah,
think where the computer chip came, it's out of this world where we got that information, because we advanced so much in the last 120 years. That was the
right.
quickest. And all these things
You,
that you see.
you know what? And that's what I like. That's some of my back of the moon specials. I speak on that type of technology, and I've always said that. Just like I was telling you, I did something on Neil deGrasse Tyson,
Hmm.
and I should have had it set up where he says, basically, us and the monkey have 98% of the same DNA. We're just 1%. We're 1% smarter than them.
Mm-hmm.
Their smartest 8 can only do sign language,
Mm-hmm.
but we're 98% of their DNA. What if something was 90% of our DNA and they were 1% smarter than us? Nigga, they would look at us like, what the hell is he talking about?
Mm-hmm.
They're they would be way much smarter than us.
Mm-hmm.
Their technology. And so I had a few pictures, that we was talking about different things that is unexplained, just like the star system. Would you agree? It like
Man, let me share
the
something with you.
Trinity?
Let me share something with you. Me and my wife was up here, and they got UFO whole buildings down here, bro. Because a lot of reporting is up here. They be up here a lot by this mountain called Mount Rainier. It's like the biggest volcano next to Mount St. Helens, right?
Right,
So
right,
we are near the mountains, and we driving on this just the freeway, and we see these 12 orbs, right? And we thought it was flares at first. So I'm driving, and my wife was like, "Baby, that don't look like no damn flares."
right, right.
And when we got close, it drove overhead. The spears was like orange and transparent. And my wife
Yep.
seen it, and she started crying. No bullshit.
Right,
But
right.
then I'm so like, after coming out of dinner, I was kind of warm inside off a little yak. So I
Yeah.
go around and taste the shit. Get off the freeway like some close encounter shit, right?
Right, right.
No bullshit, homie. We seen it, and that shit just went like this. Took off.
It disappeared.
And I was already a believer in the UFO phenomenon by going to Muslim school and reading the paper from Elijah Muhammad back in the days in the early 70s.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
But yeah, they real. So once you
So
get into
look,
the UFO phenomenon, it's just gonna draw you in like a black hole.
so now let me tell you about me and my wife's story. It's similar to yours, right? So this is where my platform comes off with Back of the Moon. It comes off. Uh, we were doing a live with Kev Mack. You know what I'm saying, for Kev Mack video. Shout out to Kev Mack. And I was
That's my
telling him
nigga.
this
Shout out
story.
to Kid.
Yeah, I was telling him about this story, which I'm gonna say right now. And it's been a joke about it because how my camera went off. But anyway, me and I was sitting in the garage. My wife was outside with her friend, her best friend, and I think it was somebody else. But across the street, this older lady, she would only come out at night. Her son would bring her out in a wheelchair, and she's sitting across the street.
Right.
So my wife is saying, "Dad, come here. Come here, come look at this." So I go outside and I'm looking. She said, "What is that?" It's coming from the airport. It's 3 orbs.
Yeah.
And they just in the sky, they coming towards us. I'm like, what the, you know what I'm saying? They, for real? Because at first, you thought it was a plane. Then they started getting, and I'm like, hold on, man. They orange and, so, you know what I'm saying? So I pull out my camera phone. So I start videoing as they're getting over us. Now I'm gonna say it took 30 minutes to get from the airport. That's how long we're standing there just looking at it like, for real, I know
Like
this is not
damn,
real.
huh?
Yeah, they coming right at us. So I finally took it the last 5 minutes right before they got over us. I took out my camera to film them. So one of them shot across the sky, went east, and went right up into the clouds. One shot straight up in the air, and the other one stopped right above us. And we looking at it, it's looking at us. You know what I'm saying? I got
Damn.
my camera on, and the camera just shut off. My camera just shut off. But we all looking at each other. You see that? And right, it sat there for about 30 seconds, and that motherfucker shot straight up in the sky and just bonked out. And
Yeah.
we just all looked at each other like, what the fuck? Did y'all see that? And the old lady was like, I seen that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Our government has been in cahoots with them, since Eisenhower. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
and all that, even when Reagan was in office, they wasn't really going out there they was going
No,
out there
no.
with the aliens, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's good ones and it's bad ones. You know what I'm saying? They leave their imprint on crop circles all day. It's good angels and it's bad angels. And our government, you got to go to Majestic 12 or Project Blue Book was a book purposely or a
Right.
project purposely to defraud, these claims. You know what I'm
Airline
saying?
pilots. Airline
Yeah, but
pilots.
they to set up something in the North Pole is because I think in the Black Forest or whatever it is, they had picked up some UFOs and actually reverse engineer. But at the end of the war, the same guy that was building rocket parts and building all kind of shit, he waved the white flag and said, "I want to come work for the USA." That's
Right.
why we were able to, have the
Get
rockets
that
to lift. But they
right.
also reversed engineered some shit. So everything that you might see, we have that technology to a certain extent.
On for an hour and 15 minutes anyway, so I'm pretty
Oh
sure
yeah.
you was going out. I appreciate you coming on, homie. Um, this was epic for me, for you, my channel, Pomona. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get way more in. Um, and try to get Pomona all across the country. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the Cool Show. We got Pomona in the build. Yeah. Talking about the aliens, we talk about the crib. Talking about the gang banging, talk about the prison. Whatever's on the mind, we can start this new edition.